everybody, this is Mara the Reading Hedgehog with my August book haul, and I'm not sure how many parts this book haul is going to be, and probably a lot. I'm actually filming this part early because I've got that many books and I just kind of want to get part of it out of the way and then I can film the rest later. I'm hoping this will only be 2 parts, but it may be 3 or 4. So I don't know right now how many books I've hauled total. I'll give you the total on my very last book, but I'm going to be showing you 29 books today that I bought. And I'm actually going to do reverse order. I'm going to show you the used books I bought first, and then my last video will contain the new releases and the books that were given to me for review and stuff like that. So yeah, I made a trip down to Powell's City of Books this month, and that is why I have so many books. And while I got them all on sale and stuff, I spent more money than I really should have. But that's the story of my life when it comes to books. But anyway, I will get into these books. Yeah, let's get into the books. So, the first book I have to show you is The Beast of Noor by Janet Lee Carey. This is the first book in, I think it's the Noor duology. I think there's only 2 books in the series. I actually got this because I thought it was the second book in a series that I already own, but it actually isn't. It's part of another series, so oops. But I did want to read this, so it was on my TBR, and now I can read it eventually. Then I got Dragon's Keep by Janet Lee Carey. This is the first book in the Something Island Chronicles. I think there's only 2 books. I have the second one, Dragon's Wood, which is why I got this, and I thought The Beast of Noor was part of the series, and it's not, obviously. But yeah, I wanted to get this so I could read it and so I could understand more references in Dragon's Wood, because I really liked Dragon's Wood when I read it. Then I got The Kill Order by James Dashner. This is the 4th book in the Maze Runner series, and it is a prequel, so I guess companion book, if you will. And I got this because I want to own the series, and this was there for like $4 or something like that. It's in really good condition, so I got it, and now I have the 3rd and 4th book, and I do have the 1st book too. That's going to be part of one of the other hauls, and now I only have to get the 2nd, and then I have the entire series. And then I also bought Just Listen by Sarah Dessen. This is my first Sarah Dessen book. This again was like for $4, and I do want to start reading her because I'm kind of curious to see if I like her, and this one was there. I'm not reading them in any particular order, I just grabbed what was there, and this was the cheapest one there. So, we'll see how I like Sarah Dessen. That should be exciting. Another pile of books. Next I got Belle's Song by K.M. Grant. This is the one K.M. Grant book that I did not own, so I bought it today. I bought it when I went down to Powell's, which was a few weeks ago. I have read it, I liked it. It was not my favorite out of her books because it's got some content and the characters aren't as likable, but I want to own all K.M. Grant's books, so I bought it, and now I do own all the ones that are released in the US. Then I bought Shadow Spinner by Susan Fletcher. I had this in paperback a long time ago, really liked it, found it in hardcover at Powell's for about $3, so I got it, and really looking forward to rereading this because I remember really liking it. It was a favorite as a kid. Then I got Encarceron by Catherine Fisher. This is the first book in the Encarceron duology. I have read it. I do like it. It's a very weird series. But I want to start buying this series because that's what book collectors do, and it was there, so I bought it. I also got Why We Broke Up by Daniel Handler. Again, this one was really cheap, and while I've read all of Daniel Handler's books under his name Lemony Snicket, is how we all know him, I've never actually read a Daniel Handler book, and this one I've heard really good things about lately, and it's got pictures and it just looks really cool and funny, and again it was cheap, so I was like, we'll start here with Daniel Handler's books and see how they mount up to Lemony Snicket's books. I know they're the same author, by the way. Then I bought 172 Hours on the Moon by Jonah Harstad. I've also heard really good things about this. When it first came out, I wasn't all that interested in it, but then I've been hearing good things about it, and now I am interested in it, and so I'm really excited to read it and see what all the fuss is about, because, like I said, it didn't interest me at first, but we'll see how it is. Then I bought Serafina by Rachel Hartman. Yes, this is the horrible purple one, but it was the cheapest one there. And it does have extra content, so extra content's always awesome, but I like the red one. I kind of wish I'd gotten that one instead, even though it was a couple dollars more. But I got the purple one, and I guess it will match the sequel. This was on my list to buy. I wasn't going to get it this month, but it was on my list to buy this year, so I can get Shadowscale when it comes out next year and read them. I need to reread this one so I can remember everything. But yeah, I really liked this book. I thought it was good and very original for a dragon story. And then I also bought Evil Star by Anthony Horowitz. This is the second book in the Gatekeeper series. I have read the first 3 and I'm enjoying the series. And so I'm just going to go ahead and start buying the series because it's Anthony Horowitz and I have read 3 books and they are interesting and good. So I went ahead and bought Evil Star. Then I bought Martin the Warrior by Brian Jacques. I think this is chronologically the second or third book in the Redwall series. Again, I'm just collecting this series so I can read it because it's one of the series I'm not going to read it unless I own it. I'm just never going to get around to it. So yeah, I bought this one. That was the next one I needed to buy. And I also got The Name of the Star by Maureen Johnson. This is the first book in the Shades of London series. I've read it, and I've read the second one, and I'm going to read the third one, so I decided to start buying the series. And this is I like this cover. I don't like the new covers. I also bought The Disreputable History of Frankie Lando Banks by E. Lockhart. This was my first E. Lockhart book, actually. I read this a long time ago when it first came out. I remember really liking it, and this was super duper cheap. So I decided to pick it up, and I'm looking forward to rereading it, because I remember it being really good. Funny, at least. Entertaining. Then I bought Island of Silence by Lisa McMahon. This is the second book in the Unwanteds series. I have the third one. I need to get the first one so I can actually start reading this series. I've heard really good things about it, like Harry Potter meets Hunger Games. I'm not sure how accurate the description is, but it sounds really cool, and so I'm looking forward to reading that once I get the first book. Then I got The Bad Queen by Carolyn Mayer. This is part of her Young Royals series that doesn't have to be read in any particular order, but I think this is book 6 or 7. It's about Marie Antoinette, and I have read it, and I enjoyed it. It was very interesting, and I'm just collecting her books because I can. Then I got Princess Bin by Catherine Gilbert Murdoch. This is kind of a fairy tale retelling, and I read it a while back, maybe a few years ago, and I remember really liking it. So I got my own copy, because I need more books, right? Then I got Defiance by C.J. Redwine, the first book in the Defiance trilogy, I think it is. I've heard really good things about it. I've been wanting to start this trilogy, and the third book comes out really soon, I think. So I decided to start collecting them, so I can start reading them. Then I bought The Family Green by Anne Rinaldi because it's an Anne Rinaldi book, and I am determined to own and read all of her historical books. I'm not interested in her contemporary ones. I haven't read this one, and it was there, so I got it. And I also bought Amelia Ann is Dead and Gone by Kat Rosenfield. Have not read this. I got it from the library, didn't get a chance to read it. It was there, it was cheap, and so I was like, you know what, might as well just buy it, even though I don't know if I'm going to like it. We'll find out. Then I got a bunch of Maximum Ride books because I had the last 2 and I need to buy the rest of them. So we have The Angel Experiment, which is book 1. We have School's Out Forever, which is book 2. Saving the World and Other Extreme Sports, I think that's book 3. And The Final Warning, which I think might be book 5 or 6. So I have almost all of them except for 1 or 2, I think. And so yeah, I can start reading this series soon and see why it was so bloody popular when it first came out. I also bought Unwind by Neal Shusterman. This is the first book in the Unwind Dystology, and I've been wanting to read this series for a long time, and again, this was cheap, so I picked it up. I need to get the others so I can read it before the sequel, the last book, comes out. Then I got The Ring of Solomon by Jonathan Stroud. This is the 4th book in the Bartimaeus series. I think it's a prequel, actually. And no, it doesn't match the ones I have, but I'll live with it. And then I got Partials by Dan Wells, the first book of the Partials trilogy. And actually, I do have the other two, but that's going to be on my other book haul video. This series, I told myself I would buy it next. When I was going to buy another series, I would buy this one next. I don't really know what it's about, but from what I've heard, it sounds really good and interesting, so I'm not sure why it took me so long to notice it. That happens. The last two books I have is Unthinkable by Nancy Werland. This is the sequel to Impossible, which I have Impossible as well. That's going to be part of my other book video. But I had the first one, so I was like, hey, we'll get the second one because it was cheap. And lastly, I have The Monstermologist by Rick Yancey, the first book of the Monstermologist series. Yeah, it's not going to match, but hardcover, and I actually do like this cover more. My first experience with Rick Yancey was The Fifth Wave. I did not like that book all that much. I thought it was lame for an alien invasion story. But one of my really good friends, Hazel, the girl that we both kind of pretty much agree on all books, not all, but most, she really liked this, so I was like, it's probably good, I'll give it a try, and it was cheap, like $2 or $3, so I decided to get it. Yeah, so that's my haul from Powell's, and my next video will be new releases, and probably new books, but not new releases as well, and books that were given to me for review, or from friends, and stuff like that. So I will see you then, and I will also have a video of all the things I get at the Ren Fair for you guys to see. That'll probably go up before this video, actually. So, things are going to be out of order. But until then, I will see you later. Bye.